Hello, Sights for Eyes here, and coming with you with a new segment called This Week in Anime. Where I'll be speaking about the anime that I've been watching from the weeks of Monday through Sunday. So, with this being the new winter season of anime, winter 2021, the first anime I'll be speaking about today that recently came out is an anime called The Promised Neverland, which is season 2 that's premiering. Now, if you haven't seen season 1, I highly recommend that you watch season 1 before you watch season 2, of course. But if you don't know what The Promised Neverland is, allow me to give you a plot summary. So, there's an orphan house. It's an orphanage, and these children are living there like as a big family, and of course there's a caretaker and everything like that. So one day, a child from the orphanage, a friend of theirs, became adopted, and so the children are happy that their friend was adopted. But then these two children, who's the main characters, Emma and Norman, where they wanted to see their friend off because their friend forgot something. And so when they saw their friend go into their new family, they discovered a dark secret. And with that, I'm leaving it at that because yeah, it's really interesting to watch. It's a dark fantasy, science fiction, thriller anime, so highly recommend it. And so I would say, okay, so warning, we'll get into some spoiler territories in this segment, and also a heads up, I'm I'm a mostly anime only watcher. I do dabble in manga sometimes, but with most of the series that I'll be talking about, I've never read the manga or most of the manga counterpart, and I haven't read the light novels. So this is just anime. This week in anime, okay? Hence the title, This Week in Anime, not manga. Don't read the manga, me. Please don't. But anyway, back to the yeah. So this week, it's the first episode of the new season, season 2 of The Promised Neverland. And it kinda started off slow, but it really got the ball rolling. So spoiler territory. So yeah. If you don't wanna hear any spoilers, fast forward the video a little. Okay, so this new episode, the new season started off from like where season 1 ended, with the children, most of the children managed to escape the orphanage, and so they're out in a new world, which is like a forest. It's kind of like a world building. It's like a world building episode where like the first half they are just walking around in the forest, discovering things and stuff like that, and they started investigating a pen that Norman left them, and the pen gave them like it's like some kind of like a map, electronic map that tells them where to go and how to get there and stuff like that. And they have a book called like The Adventures of Ugo, which is basically like an encyclopedia of like the world outside the orphanage and things like that. And so they're exploring the world, and Emma seemed kind of funny, sick. Okay, so well, she was sick. Kind of noticed that at the beginning of the episode after the opening, which I'll get back to that later. And so yeah, world building, walk around the forest. Night came, and some demons and were chasing after them, and so they were trying to get away from the demon. And so, in order to save everyone, they had to split up. With Ray and Emma are together, trying to try to get the children away from like the demons that were like chasing after them. And so, with that said, yeah. And so, what do I want to say? So this is a good episode. Okay, so Ray told Emma to go after the children that escaped, to join up with them, and that he'll do his best to get away from the demons. That don't worry about it. And so, one thing I like about The Promised Neverland is that they do drop subtle hints in each episodes. And so the hints that I noticed upon it was like still Minerva, Mr. Minerva. They're trying to find him, and he's the one behind like the owl symbol that they found around their orphanage place, and various Morse code and things like that. So he's an enigma. And I want to find out like what's up with him and like who is he and things like that. And so that's the first secret. The second secret is like before Ray tried to escape from the demons, he wrote something on a tree. I didn't clearly see what he wrote. Something about pursuers and some the code or coordinates of where to meet Mr. Minerva. I don't know why he wrote that, or yeah, I don't know why he wrote that, or what's going to happen. Like, say for example, maybe the demons found a code written on the tree, and what's going to happen next. So I'm just curious about that. So towards the end of the episode, so like Emma tried to break away from like the group of kids again, and to fight to find Ray. So with that, as she was doing, she fainted from her fever, and so she was brought into like some kind of like safe housing, like safe place, which is like inside a cave. Same thing with Ray. Ray was almost caught by the demon pursuers, but then he was rescued by a mysterious person on horseback. And so both of them were like brought into like some kind of safety place, and they woke up and they're wondering like where they were. And so the person who rescued them, well, the person who rescued Emma, which is like some kind of girl, teenage girl, she treated her sickness and she said like, okay, be careful, don't catch your fever. And so Ray and Emma was like, where's everyone? And they were like, oh, they're all eating. We're just about to eat. Come follow me. And so they noticed that the person who's like the teenage girl, by the way, has like a robe. So she's like fully robed. Like you can't see her face. You can't see like any hands or feet or anything. But at the end of the episode, Ray noticed something steps off. Notice that like the teenage girl is not exactly human, that she's a demon. And same thing with the person who rescued him. He doesn't seem to be quite human as well. And so are they friends or foe? We'll find out more next week on The Promised Neverlands episode season 2 episode 2. But if you've seen the opening, which I want to say is a very good opening. I love the song. I love the cinematic shots and everything like that. But based on the episode, based on the opening, it seems like they're friends, that they're going to be allies. You see some shots like with them posing with like the gang, the orphanage gang, and things like that. So yeah, so the opening, it doesn't give away too much of what's going to happen, which I like. And there's some symbolism there with like rabbits being eaten and the rabbits becoming children. Kind of not graphic, but just kind of like makes you question like what's going to happen this season. And with this being marked as 12 episodes, so I'm definitely hyped for this. And like I haven't read the manga. A few of my friends recommended me that I read the manga Promised Neverland, but I'm one of those people that's like, it's popular, but I want to see the anime form to see like, I want to experience like the shocks and twists and turns myself without knowing what's ahead. So that's mainly why I prefer watching anime than to read the mangas. So there's that. So The Promised Neverland season 2, highly recommend it. Good anime, good first episode. Okay, and the next anime I watched this week is called Cells at Work Code Black. So, based on the first episode, it seems like that this is going to be a personal favorite of mine this season. So just to give you a heads up, Cells at Work Code Black is a spin-off of the original series Cells at Work, which has a season 2 this season. And I am not watching season 2 because I haven't watched season 1 yet. But that's besides the point. In any case, Cells at Work Code Black. So similar to the original Cells at Work series, The difference is that it's a bit more mature as it's focused on adult issues like their cells this time are like in the body of a mature male or a mature human being, middle aged person, and they have issues like stress, smoking, drinking, and the like, and complications. And so, like, supposedly each episode, the cells are supposed to solve the problem that's causing the bodily illness. Like the first episode focused the middle age or let's just say the adult body, whoever's smoking, well, is smoking. Yeah. So the smoking caused problems and it killed off some of the characters. Well, some of the blood cells, which I thought they would be part of the main cast. So unfortunately, not so much. And so I think from going here on out, they're going to focus on the cells. The cells are going to focus on keeping the body healthy. So there's red blood cells, there's white blood cells, and there's the little blood cells. So it's science. It's like fun science anime. That's the best way I can describe it. But it's definitely entertaining, and especially if you're like up in like in a near adult age or something like that, it's definitely something to watch. And the reason I say it's going to be like my personal favorite is like, yeah, I'm making some healthy life choice issues. Not that I smoke or anything, but like there's something like watching this anime and was eating a cheeseburger and I just felt so bad about like my health, my dietary choices sometimes. So this is definitely anime that's going to be a personal favorite, and that and like and I'm trying to stay more healthy now, like eating healthier foods, making healthier choices in life, things like that. And so I guess in a way, this anime is motivating me to like eat healthier and to do a lot more exercise. Because not that I'm fat, but due to the Corona Chan, yeah, my career is mainly in one place. Not that I would say what my career is, but anyway, I'll just say that like I'm often sitting in one place nowadays compared to walking around and getting out and things like that. So this is definitely gonna be a personal favorite. But aside from that, there's something I really like this anime, and I'm pretty sure like there's that one red blood cell. He looked cool. I really wish that he would have be part of the main cast. He looked cool, but there's something about him. His voice reminds me of Levi from Attack on Titan. Just like no way. I was just like I had to stop. It was like when he spoke, I was like, Levi, is that you? But I don't know if that's actually the voice actor for Levi from Attack on Titan, and I hate to say this, based on what happened to him this week and the recent Attack on Titan manga chapter, definitely some red flags. But yeah, Cells at Work, I highly recommend it. Um, and don't forget, there's Cells at Work season 2 is also premiering this season. Um, I would watch it, but I have to go back and watch season 1, which it's on my anime to watch list. I'll get around to watching it eventually. Okay, and so the next anime I watch on my list is called Kimono Jihen. So let me just, before I give my opinion on this, let me read the synopsis. The synopsis of Kimono Jihen is when a series of animal bodies that rot away after a single night begin appearing in a remote mountain village. A detective from Inigami, a detective from Tokyo named Inigami, who specializes in occult work, is sent to the village to investigate the mysteries. While working on the case, he befriends a strange boy named Dorotabo, who is working in the field every day instead of going to school like his peers. And by the way, the boy's name is that's his nickname, Dorotabo. Yeah, he's named after that because of a yokai that lives in the mud. So while on his investigation, Inugami um, chooses Dorotabo to help him solve the mysteries and things like that. And so they found out the mystery of like the animal bodies that appear after the night of a new moon is because of some yokai, some strange and kind of scary looking yokai is causing like the animal bodies to appear. But during the investigation, it turns out that Doritobo, whose real name is Akabane, is also a yokai. And so Inugami's original objective was to kill him, Akabane, Doritobo. And yeah. But so the mystery was solved. He quote unquote killed Akabane, who's a ghoul. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Akabane is a ghoul. So yeah, there's that. And so Inugami, who's also half yokai or is a yokai, just in human form, takes Akabane back to Tokyo for him to work at his detective agency, yokai detective agency. And with that, that's basically the first premise of the story and the first episode. Now, my opinion of this: will I continue to watch Kimono Jihen? And the answer to that is no. I mean, it's a manga. It's a shonen manga, not a fighting manga, battle manga. It's just something about the design that's just kind of off-putting to me, and the story doesn't really seem like too well done. Like more could be done about the mystery of like the rotting animals. It's just kind of like an afterthought. Like, oh, there's this mystery of the rotting bodies, but let's focus on Dorotabo Akabane, which, granted, he is like the main character of the story, but I think that more could have been done about like the character introduction and revolving around the mystery, or one or the other has to be like more focused. It has to be like balanced. It's just like, I'm sorry, I'm probably just rambling, but like the mystery of the animal is like, it's like this. I kind of interpret like this. Oh, okay. Inigami's called out to the village. He's from Tokyo. Everyone's interested in him. Okay. Oh, I'm here to investigate dead bodies, dead animal bodies. Oh, okay. Let's. That boy is always being bullied, so I'm gonna have him work with me. Okay. And so, oh, you have a necklace. Oh, I'm here to investigate the bodies, the dead animal bodies. Do you know anything about that? Oh, it happens at the end of every new moon. Okay. Oh, so here's my backstory. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, there's this animal mystery. It was over. It was solved within 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. It was solved. And so, oh, by the way, I was supposed to kill you, but I'm not gonna kill you. So, do you want to die? Yeah, I want to die. Bang. Okay, you're not Dorotabo. It's just bad writing. I mean, yeah. I mean, there is no. I mean, it's just kind of bad writing. I mean, it's an interesting premise, but just the execution is just bad. So this anime is a no for me, dog. It's a definite no for me. And now the anime that we've all been waiting for since December, Attack on Titan, the continuation of Attack on Titan. Okay, so last time that we watched this was like back in December. Falco brought Reiner to the basement to meet Falco's friend, hobo friend, Mr. Kruger, but it turns out that his name was actually Eren Yeager. Yeah, I bet you didn't see that coming. But anyway, so yeah, so the new episode this season picked up from like the last episode back in December, where Willie Tybert was giving a presentation about the history of Eldians and Marlians, and so he gave the presentation in the form of a stage play with using like shadow puppets and actors and things like that. So basically, how the story goes is that Eldians, well, from Willie's interpretation of how he told the story, Eldians have been attacking Marlians for a long time, destroying civilization, cultures, things like that, histories, and that Eldians are the bad guys. And so the Eldians and Marlians began a war with each other. And so the great hero Helos ended the war, which is part of Willie Tiber's family. So they ended the war. And so with that, the King Fritz, who's an Eldian, said like, okay, we don't want any more war. We're gonna go inside. We're gonna go to Parody Island, and we're just gonna live in peace. We're sinners. We're the bad guys. Just leave us to our sins, and let us live in peace. We won't attack you if you want to attack us. And so, the Marley and the Tiber family, at least, are like, okay, we can agree to that. And so that's where the majority of like this Attack on Titan story, like backstory, lies. And so, with that said, though, somehow I got questions behind that. Somehow, Marley knew that King Fritz died, or actually, his powers were transferred to Eren, and that Eren now has the power of the founding Titan. And so, because the Fritz bloodline always wanted peace, the bloodline doesn't work on Eren because he's not part of the Fritz family. Technically, I got questions about that too. But anyway, so it doesn't work on Eren. So Eren has a founding Titan. And he has free control, and so because of this, they see Eren as a threat, and so they declared war on Paradis Island. But right when they declared war on Paradis Island, Eren came, transferred into a Titan, destroyed like buildings and destroyed display, causing mayhem, and then yeah, and that's the end of the episode. Like right at the end of the declaration, the sentence of Declaration Award, Eren appeared. So there's more in this episode, but that's like the main gist of it. And so Reiner and Eren had their own talk, like that they're the same, that they're not the same, things like that. And so Reiner just kind of come to terms with like his actions, his own action of like why did he come to the wall to Paradise? Why did he knock down the war? Why did he do the things that he did? And so I kind of feel sorry for I don't know how to say this. I feel bad for Reiner because he just wanted to be respected. I feel bad for him, and he had every opportunity to not do what he did, but it's that he wanted to be respected, but it doesn't absolve him of like the things that he's done, the actions that he's done, the things that he's created, the disaster. Yeah, so I guess that's what Eren is trying to hit home at, that like he's not a bad person. Well, they're not the enemy. Marlians are not the enemy because there's good people inside the wall. Just like how Eldians are not the enemy because there's good people inside Eldia also, and Parody also. But Eren cannot forgive Reiner and Marley for what they've done. And so, yeah, that's basically the summary of this episode. And so, I can't spoil too much because that's the thing about Attack on Titan is that you have to watch it for yourself to understand and see what's going on, what's going to happen, things like that. And so, the only thing I will say, well, the two things I will say is pay close attention to Willie Tiber's story because some things doesn't add up. And believe it or not, later on, we'll hear more about the story later on in the series. And yeah, and at this point, I don't know anything else what's going to happen in the story aside from like important events, important moments that will happen in this story. That's very important to pay attention to. So going forward, I'm an anime only watcher for the most part, up until like towards. I'm keeping up with the manga also, so I know what's going on in the manga. But between this week's episode, one or two key events that's going to happen, I don't know what else is going to happen. So this is going to be an interesting watch for me, and like I'm like just glued to Attack on Titan. Just I can't stop talking about it. Okay, so to wrap things up, so Attack on Titan episode this week is this hype. Watch it. Talk about it in the comments. Yes. And with that, that's the end of this show of This Week in Anime. If you like the show, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new content. I'm thinking about making content every other day. My schedule outside of YouTube is becoming a bit more busy, so let's see how this goes. But definitely another episode coming in the following weeks. And as usual, well, not as usual, but if you have any animes that you're watching that you're watching this season, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. I can't talk. I hate this part of the video, but feel free to drop a comment on what anime you're watching or any anime recommendation. And another thing I'm thinking about doing to this week in anime is to say an anime that I'm watching lately. I'm going through my anime backlog whenever I'm able to get to it, and I'm able to watch some anime from last season and last year, some few years ago, but I'm getting around to it. Anyway, that's all for my rambling. That's all for This Week in Anime. Like and subscribe. Catch you next time. Good vibes all around. Peace.